everybody, what's going on? This is Jamie Dawn, your professional psychic advisor, success coach, evolutionary, revolutionary. And today's video is brought to you on Memorial Day, so May 28th, 2018. So first of all, let me just honor our fallen soldiers and heroes who have served for us, to remember them. And I think it's a great segue into reminding us to remember all of our loved ones. In my line of business, what I often can do, especially when they want to show up, is connect to the loved ones of those that I'm reading for. And when this happens, there's always a common theme, and that is they want to be remembered because they're trying to get messages, or they're trying to get some sort of acknowledgement that they're still wanting to support and they still have work that they're doing for us. So take time today to honor, of course, our fallen heroes, but also those on the other side. And you know, one of the advantages to connecting to our loved ones on the other side is that it allows us to go into a place with where we can hopefully love them in a different way. You know, no matter what kind of energy they gave us while they were alive, we're able to look at it maybe in a different way, where there could be healing, there could be an awareness, an awakening, there could be a gift that we didn't even know was there. So give ourselves permission to connect to them and listen. Which leads me to this great theme that we have going on this week. There's a lot of talk about the full moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. And I think it's really optimistic, powerful, just like a full moon tends to be. It's a great time for letting go of those things that have held us back from being our truth, you know, from embodying the truth of who we are, because Sagittarius is all about that truth, or that higher learning, higher wisdom. And Sagittarius loves to be on an adventure. So here we have an opposing Gemini, which Gemini has all this chatty communication and information, and it's like this, you know, constant engagement of the mind and the mental energies and ideas that are coming to us and wanting to connect them. And with Sagittarius involved, we have a way of taking all those connections or those information points and putting them into a place that is like, aha, that is my truth. Now, here's the invitation. The minute that we say that is my truth, we have objectified that truth. And if we're not careful, if we get attached to it and we make it so dogmatic, then we could become overzealous with it. And we could end up in this, it's my way or the highway, right? And then it leaves no room for collaboration, and it leaves no room for evolving, because we've decided that this is how it has to be. So as we're working with this week's energy, especially because we have this beautiful grand trine that's happening with Jupiter in Scorpio, Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and Venus in Cancer. So with this beautiful grand trine, water trine that's happening, it allows us to slide very naturally in our dream state, with intimacy, with how we feel, with our desires. We have a wonderful opportunity to be able to take some of these feelings, if you will, these emotional ideas and emotional stimulations, and then use them as an opportunity to create a greater manifestation of our truth. So as we're interweaving all of these different energies this week, the invitation too is to continue to allow intimacy into our lives. That as we are saying, this is my truth right now, because remember, our truths can change based on experiences, based on facts, based on whatever shows up for us. But right now, this may be our truth. It could be the truth is, I really like being independent, or I really like being codependent on, and I don't mean that in a negative way, I mean dependent with another person or another situation. you know, you may say, this is my truth. I'm okay with it. I'm owning it. I'm being in this place where it feels good to me. It feels like that is complementary to my most authentic self. So the other thing that I'm going to put a little seed, if you will, plant a little seed, even though it's a full moon, and new moons are when we plant the seeds, but I'm going to let this one gestate for the next few weeks and see how you try it on. But as you're letting go, right, because it's a full moon, we're releasing, as you're letting go of those things that are not in alignment with your truth, that maybe your conversations, your ideas, the things that you may say to yourself, finish your sentences or even start them with yes and. So, and this allows collaboration, it allows optimism, which I feel this week is very optimistic. I feel this is a wonderful time to sort of go on an adventure, if you will, whether it's in our mind, whether it's an adventure in implementing our truths or our values or connecting with someone. Allow yourself to go on this adventure, and you may not know what the outcome is yet. That's the fun part. That's why it's an adventure, right? So finishing or starting your sentences with yes and allows this optimism to show up, and it gives you the opportunity for possibilities. And when these possibilities arrive, then it allows you to be able to go, what else could be here? Yes, and this, yes, and that. So give yourself permission to play with the yes and part of it. And then one last thing I will leave you, and that is utilize the energy this week to collaborate, to bring in more community. Because remember, we have Uranus in Taurus now, and Uranus wants to have a bigger picture of humanity. It wants to have that group activity or that humanitarian mindset, and it wants to connect the bigger picture with the individual picture. So, and with it in Taurus, it's stimulating the physical nature. We as human beings are a physical representation of Mother Earth. We're a physical representation of what our spirit has chosen to embody itself. So we're wanting to connect with each other. Use this time to connect. Use this time, as I mentioned before, for intimacy. Let yourself feel what you feel. Let yourself dream. Let yourself be in a place of desire, and share it with those of like mind. Share it, even going on an adventure with somebody who you know doesn't share the same mind. See what happens there. You never know. But be careful you don't get attached to your truth, where if that person disagrees with you, that it could turn into a war of some sort, right? A battle. So that's the other thing. And one last thing. Pay attention to your dreams. If you're not keeping a dream journal, really important that you start now, because information's coming in, that subconscious mind is kicking in. There's some good stuff that's happening. It will reveal more pieces to you. So if you're looking for answers, or you're trying to organize your thoughts, or you're trying to come up with what is that truth, or if I implement this truth, then what could be, dream state's a wonderful way to get that kind of information going. So, all right, you guys, if you need me, you know where to find me, jamiedawn.com, 12listen.com, and every Thursday morning at 12radio.com for Let's Get Real Radio. And I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great week.